You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Tune in right now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Live's The Trend. I'm your host, Dario Kristen, and joining me today are two beautiful ladies.
Hello.
Courtney Stewart.
Hey, what's
you know
up,
Courtney
y'all?
Stewart. You know this beautiful face. You see her every week.
I be here every week, all the time.
All the time.
Chatting it up.
And we got a new beautiful face
I
with
know,
us.
y'all.
That would be me.
That's right.
Fabulous.
Two Emmy award-winning celebrity hairstylist Kiyah Wright is with us today.
Woo woo.
Looking good.
Welcome.
And we're celebrating women this month. This is
I
March.
know, it's Women's
The
History
first show in March
Month.
celebrating
Yes,
ladies.
Yes, we
That's
are.
right, ladies. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Courtney, I'm checking out this wardrobe
My
you got going on right
crinkled
now.
sweat. I don't know. I was like, it feels so 80s and like I needed. Sometimes you know how you need your energy just to be like, I needed to be on it bright because people was working your nerves. So you're like, I don't want to carry that with me. So I just put on like a real bright, whatever shirt.
I'm feeling
Like,
it.
yeah,
Y'all
I'm
both got the style
energetic.
game going on. You got the hat, you know, hair
know.
flowing. You got your Beyonce.
Hair flowing.
Hair flowing. All you need is a little fan.
Okay, little win.
Yes.
Little wind.
Get that diva fan. We're going to find out how to get that hair, y'all.
That's right. She's going to
a
tell us
little
all
bit
about
later.
that.
Yes.
But first, we're going to talk about some fun topics, right?
We are. We're going to talk about some fun topics. Well, I don't know necessarily fun is the best word for these
Yes,
first
you're
couple
right. You're
topics
right about
because
that.
the world has been trying the black folks again this week, but we're going to talk about it and we're going to see what y'all think. So first up this week, I don't know if you heard, but there was the Honeypot Organization. It's a company that makes feminine care products. It is made by this woman by the name of B. Dixon. She was the first, one of 40, I believe, black female entrepreneurs that actually raised $1 million in venture capital, which for you guys that don't know, black women only get like 0.00006% of any kind of venture capital money to start companies. So she's amazing. She's launched this company. It's doing really well, making millions of dollars. And Target, she's in Target. The products are in Target. And she decided, Target apparently like asked for Black History Month, like, I want you to be involved in this like ad series that we're doing for TV. And basically just talking about being a black entrepreneur and what that means to you. So she has an ad that's been played on TV multiple times talking about her role as an entrepreneur and being a black woman and entrepreneur. And in that ad, she makes the comment that basically if her company is successful, that is important because little black girls growing up will see that and believe that they can do it too, essentially is what the sentiment of what she said.
Right.
Apparently on, I don't even know, I think it was like Saturday, a Becky, a Karen, and a Susan discovered this ad and they decided to be real upset about it, and so upset about it that they started a Twitter battle about it and how racist it was and how dare she say it's only for black women or only for black girls and that's only important and these feminine care products should be for everybody. Nobody said they weren't, but they felt like her doing that ad was only promoting it for black people and for black women, and that was exclusionary and it was awful, it was terrible. And the Susans and the Beckys and the Karens got so upset they banded together, y'all, and decided they were going to start a war about this. They went to Trustpilot, which is like a place where you can rate different companies and different products online.
The bottom.
And it's kind of like, Yelp for restaurants. Like it can actually affect your business if you have negative ratings and all that. I almost called them out their names. Them Beckys and them Karens and them Susans decided to go online and give Honeypot 1 star, like across the board, and make all these complaints about how racist the company is and everything. And they thought that they was going to take down the Honeypot. Well, God don't like ugly. And by the middle of this week, all that haterade that was washing out in the atmosphere just didn't do nothing but help B. Dixon increase her sales because the sales of Honeypot went up 50%. Because people paid attention to it. People that never heard about it or knew anything about it found it because of this crazy thing happening in social media universe. So the Beckys, the Karens, and the Susans were wrong.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, ladies, for helping us to win. So anyway, were you surprised to see that these women
I mean, I got a lot of feelings about this.
went so far?
Yeah, they really tried to go in. I mean, did the Beckys and the Karens and what's the other one called? Susans.
Right.
Did they understand that there's been years of all ads that cater to white women, and did they recognize that fact as well in this process of hater rating on the black hair products?
I don't know. We need to go talk to Becky.
We're gonna start with that. They need to, kind of check themselves in reference to that. I am surprised that they went in so hard, though.
Yes.
I was like, wow, this is not the time right now. We on the come up right now.
Yeah.
You better leave us alone as
Fall
black
back.
folks.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
For
Fall
sure.
back.
For sure.
Kiyah, what you think? She gave the breath.
I can't even handle it. I guess you know what it is. I think for so many years they just get ads. They get ad campaigns that are just normal for them. They don't understand what it means for a black woman, man, anyone to have their own business and what it means to us as a culture.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like having your own business is not like the norm. We didn't come from like businesses, having our own business or anything. So just being able to be an entrepreneur is everything.
Yeah.
It literally is everything to us. And they don't know what that means for us. We're just saying, you know, hey, we started a business and we became successful. Now pay attention to us. That's all we're saying. You know, we don't own anything.
Right.
Like really globally, like on a mass market commodity, you know, goods product, we don't really own a lot. So when we own it full outright, we start it from beginning to end, it's a big deal for us.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a big deal.
And I mean, I hate to take it back all the way to, you know, just history as itself, but we've always had to cater to African American style of things, of everything, clothing, hair care, whatever it may be. So the fact that we have, first of all, she never said little white girls can't buy the product. She just wants to celebrate her blackism
in honor of us.
In honor of us.
Yes. For the record, that ad was not for Honeypot, the product. It was for Target.
Right. It was for
It
Target.
was literally
Right.
for their Black History Month series called
Right.
Founders We Believe In. So it was just celebrating her as an entrepreneur.
That's it.
And it was
not
during
the
Black
product.
History Month.
Exactly.
It was Black History Month. I mean,
So what was she supposed to say? I want all the little Beckys and the little Karens and the little Susans to be like me? No, she was celebrating black people. Why are they so mad?
Black History
why they
Month.
mad? Why they
Why
mad?
they mad? In the 29 days we get of the year, they were still
29,
mad.
and usually only 28.
Only 20. Exactly.
Usually 28. We lucked up on a day this year after 4 years.
Oh, we got a 29?
We got
Yeah, it was
29.
29 this
Yeah, it was
year.
29
Why?
this year.
It was because it's every
leap
4
year.
years leap year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Give us a day, girl.
Give us a day.
Give
us an extra
us a day.
You know what I'm saying?
Go sit down.
I do have a question though. It actually made me notice it on my way over here. Maybe because I grew up in a house where my mom and sister always went to Sally's and my aunts.
Yes.
I thought that Sally's was a black-owned.
Oh,
growing
hell
up,
no.
I thought that Sally's was a black-owned
Really?
Ooh,
beauty
child.
supply
Because
place
that's all we
because
had.
that's all we had, and that's all
Yeah.
I saw. You know, theoretically. Going into the shops, but then I started noticing when I was driving down here in North Hollywood, the ads have all these white women on the Sally's ads, and I was like, "Oh man, that's
never
right."
paid
Like,
attention.
never paid attention to it. You know,
Yeah.
I just assumed that it was
Black owned.
black owned, and it's not.
No,
Oh,
child.
hell no.
Not
Very
even
far
a,
from it.
Not even a
Yeah,
little
I actually
bit.
did some
Far
research.
from
I was
it.
like, wow,
Yeah.
it's really far from it.
There's
Sally
very-
is real white.
Yeah, there's very few black-owned beauty supplies.
Yeah. Even the
stores, period.
Koreans own
I was gonna
real
say
That's
that's,
true.
that's the
That's
ones I
true.
know. Yeah.
You know, there's a few now coming up. I think there's a few in Ventura
Yeah.
that just came up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's not common to
No.
even have a black beauty supply store.
Maybe it's because Sally's was in, the some of the neighborhoods.
Well, it's funny that because like Sally was not a thing for where I grew up. Like it was around, but like we didn't go there
Where
for
did
like
you
black
grow
beauty in Atlanta and in upstate New York. So
Really?
it was there,
Yeah.
but like that wasn't our
No,
go-to
no.
beauty supply ever
No. It
because
was like the
It
Koreans.
was like exactly. You
It
went
was
to the Korean
Koreans,
stores.
yeah. The bodegas and the Koreans. They own them both.
Yeah,
My
they
mom,
own it all.
my mom used to go to the Sally's. She'd
Yeah.
find the Sally's.
Yeah. I mean,
we got
And it was, I
different
felt like it was
hills.
always in the black neighborhoods. Maybe that's why.
It's all over.
It's all over.
And you know what? It's universal,
Yeah.
and you can always find it there. It's kind of like the commercial beauty supply store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the CVS of beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of like
true.
that. You
That's
know?
true. Could I have gotten my wave juice from Sally's?
Yeah,
wave
yeah.
juice.
Wave juice.
And they don't carry
wave
like
juice.
any name brand products. That's another
That's true.
thing too.
That's true.
Everything is like kind of like lower brand
Yeah.
product,
Whatever
the
they do.
generic of everything.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Good to know.
There you go.
Well, back to Honeypot. If you guys want to get some Honeypot or, need some feminine care products, she's in Target. She is in Walgreens, Urban Outfitters. She's in Walmart. She's at Bed Bath & Beyond, Wegmans, and Whole Foods.
Love it.
Oh, good for her.
Plant-based.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there.
Feminine care products. Go check it out and keep supporting her. And tell Becky and Susan and Karen to STFU.
Right.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Her distribution game is tight. I mean,
That's amazing because I didn't even realize I'd seen Honeypot in store in Target, but
I've
I had
never
never
seen it.
paid attention to it, and I didn't know
Wow.
anything about it until I started seeing the ad.
Wow.
And then when I read this and all this was going on, I was like, I'm about to buy me some Honeypot just to spite them hoes.
Exactly.
I didn't call them hoes. I'm sorry, y'all.
Right.
Moving
All right,
on.
He's like crazy.
I know they're
Crazy.
gonna come for me.
They're gonna come
They're
for you.
not.
They're
I'm
gonna
sorry,
come for you.
Becky, Karen, and
Becky
Susan. I try to like you guys. guys. We hang out sometimes, but y'all really tried my patience this week. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of trying our patience, we also had some people coming for Black people again on the social media universe, and this time it was Black and white people coming for Black people. We had Super Tuesday happen, obviously, on Tuesday. The primaries are happening in the Democratic side, and Joe Biden has pushed forward, and he's basically winning now. He won in South Carolina, which put him over the edge. It was huge because he was basically like, a lot of people were thinking he was probably dead in the sand at this point. But then suddenly the Black folks in South Carolina said, oh no, Joe, you are our pick. And they came out hard and they came out strong, and he won South Carolina, and he went on to do very well in the rest of the states that voted on Super Tuesday. So he's actually currently ahead, I believe. They're still counting California's votes or something. And so
they say it's still going to be like 2 weeks before they even get
the final
results, something like that.
I got something to say about that because I voted it and they made me do it on paper, and I'm worried about that. But anyway, we're going to finish up. So the argument that erupted on the social media universe about the voting has been a lot of people, a lot of white liberals, are upset with Black people for supporting Biden and not supporting Bernie. Basically, they're saying that Black people are uninformed and ignorant, and maybe not even, they're just cowards because they're afraid of major change in the country, and they are voting based on old things that don't make any sense because Biden has never, quote unquote, ever been on their side for real. But then there's also lots of think pieces on the other side saying, absolutely not. That is not the case. Yes, those voters are older and they are voting what you may think looks comfortable to them, but actually what is happening is that Black people know white people better than white people know white people, and they don't trust white people to do what they're supposed to do at the polls. So even if we would love to see the revolution that Bernie could bring, they know white people will never put that to the test and let Bernie win.
I agree with that.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Well said.
You just broke that down.
Yeah, that was good.
So did you guys vote on Super Tuesday? How are you feeling about it right now?
I did. I actually was surprised, to be honest with you, that Biden took such a lead, because after I voted, and then I was kind of watching, after I was voting and standing in line for 15 hours, I was looking at the polls through the night, and even in California, it was very interesting to see where Bernie Sanders was versus Biden. And when they were having like local news reporters go around to talk to different people, a lot of Black people, and it was interesting to hear some of the comments, because there was a lot of Black comments saying that they didn't want to vote for Biden because of the fact that, you know, they felt like he was getting a pass because he worked with Obama, but what is he really supported as far as like with Black people?
Exactly.
Which is, and that's, you know, when they said it, I was like, you know, that's very true. You know, you got to kind of know, that's why you got to know who you're voting for. So I was surprised that he took such a substantial lead over Bernie. I thought Bernie was really going to take it, to be honest with you.
Take South Carolina.
Yeah. Well, just
over the board?
Over the
you
board.
Thought he was going to
I thought Bernie was going to push forward a little bit more than what he was. I did. Yeah.
Interesting.
I knew Bloomberg was, you know.
That's who I wanted to vote for.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What was it about? Like what?
I just felt like we need someone who is, I guess from my understanding about Bloomberg, I know he has a past and a history, but we all do. You know what I mean? Like, we all do. The Clintons had a past. Like, come on, tons of them did. What's her name?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. I can't get it in my mouth. But they all have a past.
Sure.
They've done some crazy stuff. So I just like I want to just move forward as a Democrat. You know what I mean? That's why I kind of live in the middle. Like this year, I was like, I maybe even go independent, because sometimes in my mind, I'm more of a Republican than a Democrat. But for my people, I'm gonna just vote for a Democrat. I'm really gonna do it, but really at heart, I might be a Republican. I won't vote for Trump at all, but Bloomberg just felt better to me. Like he could just move us. Who's gonna move the needle forward? Who's gonna do that?
I mean, to me, actually, out of all the Democratic candidates, Bloomberg is the closest to a Trump style of thinking over the others, I feel like. You don't think so, Courtney?
Just business.
I just couldn't vote for Bloomberg just because.
Why? Because of his past?
And not just because of his past. I know they all have a past. That's why Biden and Bloomberg could be the same person if you want to talk about past in terms of dealing with crime and Black people. But in Bloomberg's case, when you're given the opportunity to atone for what you've done and you don't take it, that makes me think less of you. I'm sorry. Like, and that if and that means that nothing has clicked or shifted in your thinking, that won't make that happen again. Yeah. So it was bad enough that it happened in New York City. Right. It would be even worse if you put that same stamp on it federally, when we're in a place federally where we were trying to get to a place of like lower incarceration rates and changing the justice system in a little bit more favor of Black and brown people instead of like putting us all in jail all the time. So the fact that he was asked multiple times, like, so well, what do you think about like your stop and frisk that statistically clearly showed that it was problematic?
No apologies.
No apology, no recognition that like, I thought I was doing something good and I like that they did. And whether it was honest or not, I don't have to judge, but at least if you can say it. He couldn't even bring himself to say it. So that's why I can't deal with Bloomberg at all. So I'm not mad that he's gone. I do like that he has a lot of money and that he wants to put it behind somebody, because whether or not Democrat, I've never been Democrat or Republican. I've always been independent. But this year specifically, I signed up as a Democrat so that I could vote in the primary, and I wanted to make sure that
your curls was just popping right there. It was all
because I clearly don't support Trump at all. But nonetheless, Bernie clearly couldn't bring out the youth vote the way that he said. And I know the young folks is upset, but the bottom line is if you don't come out and do it, there can be no revolution. So,
and I think Bloomberg actually killed himself at the last debate, too. He just got...
he was terrible. Well, that's because I want Elizabeth Warren to win, because she's actually, to me, the smartest person on the stage.
You know she's never going to win.
I know she won't, but that's what I said, because she actually is the only one that legitimately had a plan about everything.
They're not going to have a black and a woman. They're just not doing it.
That's so crazy that we have to even say that still.
That's so tragic.
It's just sad.
We already know that this is America. Yeah. Everything is strategy.
True.
Politics, everything is strategy. You're not doing a black and a woman and a gay.
And that's what the black people saying. Black people know white people better than white people know white people. And that's why all them ladies are sad that was working for Elizabeth Warren. Like, how could she not be
She's going to be too resistant, too pro-woman, everything. They're not having it.
They're not going to do it.
They're not having it. Men run this country and money.
That's not what Beyonce said.
Well, who run the world? Girls.
Girls run the world. That's what Beyonce said.
We run the world a little bit, but in this system, we're struggling. But I'm going to leave y'all with a quote because it was real funny. I encourage you to go to theroot.com and look up the open letter to white liberals. But this is a quote about Bernie's for all of y'all that's sitting out sad and tweeting evil stuff at other people because Bernie is not in the lead and they think there's a conspiracy against Bernie to get him to not win. So here is the quote that the writer at The Root said. He said, "Only a white man can keep a job for 3 decades with absolutely no results and then expect a promotion. Only a white man would blame black people's stupidity when his supposedly diverse coalition of new voters didn't bother to show up to vote." Because Bernie specifically spoke that black people were apparently ignorant or didn't have enough information in regards to what's going on in the world, and that's why they didn't show up for him, because he lost the black vote. But he only got like 20% of the black voters.
Wow. It was real low. Yeah.
So I don't know if I want you to win either, Bernie, because you shaved your tail for saying that.
No.
Anyway.
He said that?
He did.
He did an interview. Did an interview about why the black vote isn't out for him and why he lost the black South, and he said it was because they're uninformed. No, bruh. We can read.
We can read.
We've been watching y'all for a long time.
A long time.
We know what you do.
And the truth always comes out.
Right. That's what it is. So good luck.
All right. Well, good luck.
That's our political beat for the day.
Right. Exactly. We could go on and on and on about that. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all falls in the next election.
We got months and months left of this.
We still do.
And it's only going to get uglier.
At least people voted, though.
That's true. My lines were long.
Does a part of you guys think that Trump is going to win again?
Yes.
Yes.
I do too.
Absolutely.
I think I think he's in there for another good 4 years.
I do too. Yeah. I hate to say it, but I do.
Yeah. Because it's not looking good for
Biden is at least a better runner-upper.
Yeah.
Than Bernie. He's going to murder Bernie.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
It's just never if you're going to choose between him and Bernie.
Yeah, it's over. It's a wrap. Yeah. All right. Well, y'all let us know what you think in the comments about all this political talk.
I know.
We're going to move on to our Euroweb Story Spotlight of the Week.
Euroweb Story Spotlight of the Week.
What's EUR?
Well, it's our partner. Euroweb is our partner.
Oh, okay.
Euroweb is a website that focuses on African American content. So check it out. We love them.
Y'all go over to ERU.
That's right. We do a little spotlight on them each week on a story that they have in their whole editorial section.
Awesome.
So, all right. Well, we're talking about who does and doesn't know about politics and who's right and who's wrong, but who does know about comedy is Netflix.
Yes,
because what they are doing is a new stand-up special, which is called Netflix is a Joke Fest. And let me tell you something. This lineup is crazy. So we got Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, Amy Schumer, David Letterman, Jamie Foxx, Whoopi Goldberg, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Wanda Sykes, just to name a few. So apparently this is going to take place April 27th through May 3rd in Los Angeles. I thought it was going to be something that went all around the different cities, but you got to come.
No, it's a festival like here.
Just for comedy.
Just for comedy.
And so they're going to have a variation of different people on those days. So you got to check and see. You can buy tickets for each individual day to see who you want to see. And they have the lineup listed on their website. So Ali Wong and Chappelle are headlining here in Los Angeles. So sorry, y'all, if y'all don't live in LA, you better get your plane ticket now because April will be here in just a second.
That'll be early spring. That's a nice trip.
Early spring. That's a nice trip. It'll be nice outside. Well, it'll feature 100 shows throughout 20 venues around Hollywood. Some of the specials will actually air on Netflix, so you got your chance to maybe pop up on your little Netflix special. Tell your family to tune in. Okay. So I mean, that lineup is serious. I know I'm gonna go.
I'm definitely gonna go.
I'm definitely going.
Excited.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw Dave Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl when he opened up for Lauryn Hill.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm from Ohio, so Dave is from my hometown. And I had never seen him live. And let me tell you something. It was I don't know if you have or have not seen it, but it changed my whole perspective on him. I mean, he's smart, educated, and even the jokes. Yeah, I know people get upset. He takes it too far, but what comedian does not take the jokes too far?
I mean, that's why it's funny.
I love old comedian jokes.
And with the politics that's going on right now, I can't wait to see this festival.
Yeah,
you know
let's
what I mean?
go there.
Between that and whatever's going on with the viruses and all of that, I'm interested. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Because they might be canceling South by Southwest.
I heard that, yeah.
So
but hopefully
by then we'll be in the clear.
Yes.
We'll get in the clear.
Yeah. So you guys gonna go? You guys gonna check out?
I'm going
for sure.
Thanks for
absolutely.
Yes.
What's the date again?
It is April 27th through May 3rd.
Yes.
Got it.
And so if you check on
so
the
it's
site,
only like 5 days.
Yeah.
Literally 5 days. And if you check the
cool.
website, it shows you exactly where the different locations are and who's lining up for those nights.
I want to see Whoopi do a stand-up.
Me too.
Really?
Do stand-up in years.
Okay, she better be funny, Whoopi.
Well, I'm interested because I wonder when the last time did she just do stand-up in New York? Sometimes I don't think she's ever said anything.
She pops up places.
She'll just pop up.
I know she did something in London too, because our English or British correspondent.
Oh, okay. She was over there.
She was over there. Yeah. She was over there. So
interesting.
Yeah, she's pretty political too.
Yeah, I'd be real interested to see a routine from her.
Yes.
Yeah, she's very unapologetic.
Variety D. Shout out to you in London.
Variety.
If Whoopi comes back there, tell her to come on Black Hollywood Live.
Right.
All right. So so I'm gonna check that out. All right. So we're gonna move on. You spoke about viruses.
I know.
Yeah. This is
that corona.
I know. I've been sending out my
you've been sending
out my texts. I'm guilty.
Every day.
I've been giving my updates to my group text friends. Courtney is one of them. I know, right? No, I've been washing my hands a lot. No, it's a funny story. So wait, you see, you're gonna make me get into something else too. All right. So basically, unless you're living under a rock, you probably are fearful of the coronavirus, which is now we have 197 U.S. cases reported, 12 total deaths. Globally, it's at 97,800. They said it's supposed to go to 100,000 by this weekend. Globally, there are 3,347 deaths that have taken place. U.S. is confirming cases in San Francisco, Seattle, Los Angeles. And Congress has just passed an $8.3 billion emergency package to help fight this thing. And also stocks, if you haven't noticed, have
plummeted.
I mean, the last week it's been, I'm afraid to look at my retirement fund right now.
Don't worry about it. You ain't retiring no time soon. It'll go back.
I hope
you better go and get us some Apple and Amazon now.
Yeah, go buy some right now. Exactly.
Or I need to invest in the cure for this, the medicine that they're using,
for corona,
apparently. So today, even a case was reported that a Princess cruise ship, which was supposed to go on a 2-week voyage to Hawaii, was ordered to return back to San Francisco due to passengers and crew showing symptoms of the coronavirus. Now, I am trying to not be fearful of this because I feel like media causes fear. So we're in this uproar, but media also gives information. So I'm not stupid enough to not at least acknowledge the information on the precautions that I need to take. Now, I have not bought the $500 mask that everybody's saying you can't wear a regular mask. You got to wear it's got the special name, like some weapon, I haven't bought that quite yet, but I ain't gonna lie. Last night I was at the gym and the dude in front of me coughed, and I was like, oh, no, I got the corona. I was like, I got the corona.
It's instant.
I woke up this morning like, please don't let me have a fever.
Yeah.
Don't let my throat hurt.
It takes 2 weeks to incubate. You wouldn't
Really?
even catch. That's why it's spread, I guess. Like,
But
that's why
guess
the
what?
spread is so
Black
problem.
people are not getting it.
Well, you know that there was a little piece
Take
of
my oregano oil. I'm gonna be
oregano.
good.
Yep, they said oregano oil.
I
And there was a doctor in Africa who last week who made a
Yes.
statement that said it is very tough for Black people to get corona because of our skin.
That's why they hate us.
And yes,
Immune system.
system and skin. So it's something special about
Interesting.
our skin that fights off.
Has anybody died that was Black yet?
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen.
They haven't even.
They haven't really
broken
said.
down
Yeah,
like,
they haven't shown us like who
race
the actual
or
patients are or the
ethnicity
demographics.
or anything like that. Yeah. So I would be interested to find that fact out. But I just know I'm trying to take the precautions, but I'm also not going to live in fear. What y'all think about all this that's going on?
It's scary because it did send me out on a tangent on Saturday when he gave the announcement
Yeah.
on television.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, Lord, we gotta go to the grocery store. We gotta get some water. We gotta get some sanitizers. We gotta like it does send you into because. You know how we are when things hit New Orleans and the storm hit Florida. We weren't quick enough.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't warn us. They didn't this, and
Right.
now everybody's like, oh,
It's fine.
girl, it's fine. Oh,
Right.
this is a conspiracy. Oh, and I'm like, see, they warned you,
Yeah.
and you're not ready. So I did go buy my water. I went grocery shopping, but I don't know how long it's gonna last.
That's
I know, that's
also
the thing.
problem.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Because then they're like, well, what do you really buy
Traveling
for
is the
food?
scary
Traveling,
part.
I think,
That's-
is the biggest.
Yeah, my
thing.
sister
Out
had
of
a
the
friend
country.
who was traveling to Europe on the day that they made that national statement
Yeah.
saying, "Do not leave
Don't.
and go out of the country." So I know she's over in Europe right now,
Just
shook.
like, yeah.
But why are they allowing people? To me, I think they should just shut it down.
Yeah.
Just shut the borders down. If you're out there, then that's on you. If you leave after the announcement, you are stuck.
That's
Well,
actually what they
sorry.
are saying is probably going to end up happening.
That
Is
needs
that
to happen.
people are getting
Stop.
held. Like, you can go, but
you're
you
gonna get
may
held
not
up
be able
there.
to get
You're
Yeah.
not
back
gonna be able to
in.
come back over
Yeah.
here.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, I think what it stems down to is that they keep talking about this is going to affect a recession globally, a recession. So I think that they are trying to not take away that travel right now, because that will, if you start
Oh
taking
yeah,
the travel
if you
right now,
if you put a travel ban, the airline
it's not
industry
summer yet.
will-
It's gonna.
Well,
yeah.
We're actually headed
the airline
into,
industry, don't
Yeah.
forget that. Let's talk about the import and exports.
Well, that too.
That's what I'm concerned about. I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
That too
Right,
is a
that's true.
problem. I'm
So
surprised they
I'm-
haven't actually already tried to shut down anything coming from China. And,
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
because
Yeah.
Because they know it would be over. We get everything from China.
we get everything.
everything. You know what I mean?
Yup,
But
yup,
I was
yup.
like, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump didn't put the little bug over there because he really want to shut the Chinese
He really.
down.
Yeah.
But he
You know
knows
what I
that'll
mean?
ruin his whole like everything. Like if he shuts down
How he
China,
said make America great again. He need to get these farmers back working.
That's true. That's true.
that is not going to happen in time enough before the economy goes to because we
Yeah.
are so dependent. We
We're
don't
very
even have
dependent
an
on that.
understanding of how dependent we
We're
are
so-
on what China does.
Yeah.
But
like,
we don't
we
need
have
another
no
recession.
clue.
We don't need another
We
recession.
already
we're
headed
having
into
one.
one.
I mean,
They
we're
said
headed
we're
into it. But I
already
mean, like
headed
a
into
severe.
it.
But I mean, a
Ooh, so
severe,
scary, God.
severe recession like we had. What was
2008.
Yeah.
It was 6.
It was 6.
It
And it
started, well,
moved into-
the
it
crash
ended-
happened in 8.
Yeah. So we don't need, because they're talking about it could be more severe than that. I'm like, we can't take that. We
Ooh,
can't take that right
child.
now.
It's
No.
all cyclical. We gonna be all right, y'all.
Yeah. It's all,
Look
you
at
know,
Jesus.
we gonna band together.
Look at Jesus.
We gonna be.
We gonna get our masks.
You know, it's a flu.
I'm gonna take my oregano oil,
know.
buy it at Whole Foods,
Yeah,
or
stay away from people.
stay away from people.
Yeah, but think about how many times you touch your eyes.
I know.
Or like
Or
I'll
just
bite
naturally.
my nail.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just something like just you don't even think about. Like I went to the gym
Yeah.
today and the whole time. I mean, I'm so racist because if I see anybody Chinese cough, I'm like ah, like what, like I got a whole matrix happening over
She-
here. I'm like,
Get away.
I can't.
I can't even comment
I'm
on that.
So racist.
She
I
said,
was like,
I
oh,
love
wow.
that you admitted it though. You like,
Hey.
listen.
I mean, because it's coming
it
from
true.
China. Come
Right,
on, it's a
right.
natural thought. Like
Right.
any
No,
Fair enough.
really
That's real.
anybody cough, I'm like looking with a little eye. But
Right.
when the Chinese, because they stay coughing.
Right,
Like
right,
they are
right.
big time coughers. Like, come on, dude. Like, what's going on?
I can't. I'm already not a fan of the gym to begin with because it grosses me out because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. So
Right.
that's literally
I'm
been
in
my
there with the
excuse
wipes, and then I
all
went
week.
today. There's no more wipes, you guys.
No.
Yeah,
There's
they don't have
no
wipes.
sanitizer
Yeah.
and no wipes.
And people trying to
And they dilute
finally
the wipes.
spray.
You got, I mean, the
the
sanitizer. You gotta watch
they
it.
dilute it.
Water,
It's
water
watery.
it down. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 100% sanitizer. It's
who
watered
said
down.
that?
No, it's true.
This
My
is
friend worked
new?
at a gym. No, it's they to save it, to
Because to
make it last
longer.
Yeah, they
because
put water.
people are like using using hand sanitizer so much. That's why it's so
lotion.
watery.
Yeah, that's why it's watery.
Right, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
it'd be
Well,
so
the one
watery.
The one
Yeah,
at
so you're not
Argent
even
is
getting the
foam.
full.
So they're
Oh, you
probably
have a
really
foam one.
doing it with the water, with the foam.
Well, y'all take care of yourself. That's all I got to say.
Wash your nasty
Wash your
hands. Don't be
I saw a
hugging
little-
and kissing on people.
I saw a meme that's so true because I see so many people in the gym walk out without washing their hands. I mean,
Oh.
after doing number 2, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how do you do that? But that's
You know what you need to do?
It's not my
you
business.
should run right out there and tap up.
Just like, you nasty.
Hey, did you know what
Did you
the
know
sink
that there
was?
is a?
The sink was right
Did you
there.
miss it?
The sink- did
The
you miss
soap,
it?
and
Sorry.
the soap
The water
right
is
next
working.
to
It's
it.
got an
Soap is
alarm
right
now.
next to
The water's
it.
working.
Yeah, put them on blast.
But
and
now
you
they're
feel
saying
guilty.
but now they're showing the memes that show like, you know, now everybody gotta go wash their hands. You know, like they're putting that out there. So hopefully that'll change a little
Yeah.
I
bit.
need some more shea butter because I already wash my hands so much. My hands
too.
be so dry.
Me too.
Right.
I got like
I have the white.
I got like Vaseline on my hands at this point. All right, y'all, for real, take care of yourselves. You know, keep watching updates, but
Yes.
don't live in fear. That's
No.
what I say. Don't live in fear. All right, though. Now we get to talk to my girl Kiyah. You know,
Oh, me.
we talking about all your great things you got going on. If y'all didn't hear me at the beginning, she's received 2 Emmys.
2 Emmys, y'all.
2 Emmys.
Not one, but 2.
2.
But
Okay.
I mean, you are doing big things.
Yeah.
Black woman, business owner.
Yes.
You know, killing the game right now. How'd you get started in all this?
man. Well, I'm originally from Washington, D.C., and I went to hair school in high school. So I took up hair as a trade.
Okay.
Back in the day, do they still have that where you
I
can
don't
take
know,
like
but
carpentry,
yeah.
electricity?
I don't know. They hardly have gym in
I was
schools
gonna
now,
say.
so who knows?
They barely can read and
Right.
get to read.
Right.
So.
Right. So I took up hair as a trade back in high school in 90s, the early 90s. And I just began my journey there. Like, I've done nothing else but be a hairstylist my whole life. Wow. And, you know, I was in Washington, D.C., growing my career up from probably 17 to about 23. From there, I moved to New York City with the dream and aspiration to just like work with celebrities. Met Puffy. That turned into him introducing me to all of his music artists and working with his artists, Faith Evans, Little Kim, Mary J.
Faith.
Blige.
The best.
Yeah, then moved on to touring. I toured for probably like 13 years of my career, living on the road, living in the tour bus with Faith Evans, and then I went on to Mary, Maya, Lauryn Hill.
Wow.
You know, so my career has really evolved into so many different places. And then September 11th happened when I was living in New York City. And from there, it was just like, okay, God, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? It's early 2000s, 2001 to be exact. Actually, it happened, 2001. And it came to that year end, boom, that happened, and it totally changed the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it did.
When it changed the entertainment industry, rates changed, everything changed, the money changed, everything. And I was like, oh my God, where am I gonna go now? So I came to LA.
Okay.
And so coming to LA just really expanded that celebrity world for me. And I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? And I've just had so many great monumental moments where just so many little miracles happened where I was like driving down Sunset and I saw a picture of Gabrielle Union and Martin Lawrence and what's his name, Will Smith on the band. I was like, oh God, I love Gabrielle Union. I wish that could be my friend. I wish I could do her hair. And not even a year later, my agent reached out to me at the time and was like, hey, you want to do Gabrielle Union's hair? And I'm doing Gabrielle Union. I'm on private jets, Jerry Bruckheimer, Will Smith, and Martin Lawrence driving around Europe on private jets, getting off the car into Maybachs. And I just will never remember, like, oh my God, I'll never forget that. Like, wow, and my 33rd birthday was with Gabrielle Union, and she was my friend. And I was like, all this happened in like 1 to 2 years. Yeah, and that has happened to me quite a bit, you know, just in my journey. Same thing with Angela Bassett, her coming to look for me in my salon. I used to work on, what's that, Fairfax and 3rd. She came looking for me in the salon, you know, like, oh, you know, is Kiyah Wright here? And then I'm on the What's Love Got to Do With It tour, and I'm grooming Lawrence Fishburne. This is like my first like 2-3 years in LA, and I was like, you know what, this is where I need to be, you know what I mean, this is where I need to stay.
Wow.
And just coming out on faith, just stepping out there on faith. I had no clientele. I'm leaving New York City. I had left a huge clientele and all my touring music artists to come to LA to work with like actresses now.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like, okay, I gotta evolve this, but I'm still a salon hairdresser at heart. That's my bread and butter. And now I have to build these celebrities. That
Sure.
was what I came on. So a year in, build up this huge clientele. The celebrities are kind of peeking through every now and again. And that's kind of where my career really just started to spiral. You know, I meet Tyra Banks, didn't really want to do television, and Jay Manuel called me. He convinced me to do it. He was the guy from Top Model with the silver hair. Yeah. He's like, Kiyah, I think you'd be great for Tyra Banks. You should go and work with her. And I was like, I don't really want to do TV. Asked around. Everybody's like, oh, it's no money. Because, you know, salon business was still kind of cash.
Right.
We didn't have no cash app and all that. Right. So I'm making like tons of cash. I'm like $2,000-$3,000 a week. And I'm like, I had finally built up a clientele. Here she come, like, come on, let me take you away. And I was like, this is going to change everything. You go from hourly to now I got to report all my cash.
Yeah. Right. That's true.
It changes things you got to really think about as an artist, you know. I go with her, and it was probably another life-changing moment. I end up, you know, working with her for like 7 years. I won an Emmy, then I won another one the next year. And it just, you know, it just was all confirming, like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to do. Taking that risk, taking that leap of faith. And, you know, I worked with her for like 7 to 8 years, and now I'm thinking, okay, what next? Yeah. You know, what am I going to do now? Like, okay, I won the Emmys. I don't really have to work on television no more. It's not a lot of money. You're getting like $45 an hour, $45 to $65 an hour when you could work in a salon and make way more. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you lose the status, but you know, gain the money.
Cash,
so these are the things you have to weigh out as an artist when you think about your end goals. Right. You know, this is me 10, 15, 18. I've been in LA 18 years. Ooh. So these are the thoughts that are in my head. So I do television for a while. I'm with her for like 8 years. I'm like, you know what? I'm just done. I really am done. So I said, I want to start a product line. So I started the product line, and that's kind of what's the product line consist of? So the product consists of curly, kinky, texture, wavy hair products. Since I started it, maybe like, you know, 7 years ago, I started out with a hairspray, a last look hairspray, because every woman goes for that last look. All of this stuff all of them are styling products. I started out with styling, and I'm doing a little bit of maintenance right now. They're in development. I only have a hairspray, and I have wigs. Okay. Currently to start with. And it's been a great journey. You know, the product line is coming. Excuse me, the book is coming. And all of this is coming. I'm like, you know, come on, I'm a veteran now. So I'm like, you got to prepare for what's next. You could be running behind celebrities your whole career. Yeah. So for me, it's like, what's really next? I love the salon. I love the everyday woman, but I never wanted my own salon. Yeah. I just never felt like it was enough money. Yeah. You know, so now I'm building the product line. I have my hair as my hero products, and my product line is coming. So.
I love your forward thinking, too.
Yeah, you know. It's like we don't have a Paul Mitchell of texture hair care.
No, we don't.
A Sammy's, a Frederick Fekkai, a Sally Hirschberg. Why don't we have that? Yeah, that's like true. Real talk. Everybody's a corporate business. Of course, we have Kim Kimball, who, you know, when I first came, she was the person I aspired to kind of like work with or be like, you know, here in LA. But it's so hard to get over the ramp, you know? So that's been my goal, to become like the Paul Mitchell of texture hair. That's the goal.
So what are you doing, what do you think you can do different to get over that hump and become that? Like, what have you learned in your experience that is going to get you over that
When
hump?
I tell you this industry has changed, it's evolved so much over the last like 10 years with social media coming in. I remember I was on social media like 8 years ago trying to get, I used to work my goal and aspiration was to work for this salon owner called Warren Chacomie. It was a white salon. And they're huge in New York City. So finally I got to work there when I came to LA. And I remember like I'm 3 years in, and it's probably 8 years ago, and I'm like, you guys, we got to do social media. And now it's like booming. All of those kids are doing well, doing celebrities, the whole bit. And I'm like, wow, I got to actually keep this up, because I wasn't focused on building anything. It was just showing off, hey, look at me, look at my hair, for vanity reasons. But then it became a business. Yeah. So that was that transition I had to understand and had to make. So being more visual, you know, touching and speaking to your audience, giving them solutions to their beauty solutions. Like my whole goal is to give women instant beauty solutions.
Praise the Lord.
You know, instant hair. Like, we ain't gotta wait for 2 years for the hair to grow curl.
Show it off.
You know, if you want to be natural today, I'm your girl. You know what I mean? So that's the goal, is to be visual, DIYs. You know, lots of product knowledge. And I want to build like the Mary Kay of hair too. Like I have musepreneurs where you come on board and you sell our products, you can make 15% off the sales.
Oh, that's smart.
That's the goal. Like, why are we not joining forces? Everybody want their own brand. I want my own brand, but everybody's not a brand.
That's true.
That needs to be a conversation. Everybody's not a damn brand.
That's true.
You know what I mean? There are things that come with being a brand. And I'm not saying I'm the end all, know it all, but there's a lot with becoming and being a brand, you know, 100%. And those are all the things that I feel that I've learned throughout my career and working with the Tyra Banks, who's an entrepreneur. She's an on-camera personality. Like, I'm also just taking notes. I'm in the back. I'm observing every little moment of it all, you know, to take into my own journey to become a successful
Well, it's
brand
dope,
owner.
too, because you've kind of covered all the spectrums. You had your own salon. You worked with musicians. You worked with the actors. And they're all, those are two totally different
Editorial,
lanes. And
fashion,
toured, and fashion,
touring for
salons.
13 years. Oof.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's you're spreading a lot of things out there that are great for the brand.
Exactly. And just, so that when you bring other, like, you know, a lot of young people want to work with me. And, you know, they want to become me in 2 years. 2 years, I'm Kiyah Wright, boo.
Right.
I'm on the scene.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? Like, I want to work with celebrities. I'm fab with the whole bit. And I'm just like, guys, when you come to work with me, I need 2 years.
Yeah,
It took me longer than 2 years to become me.
sure.
It took me
Absolutely.
27 years to become Kiyah Wright. So, you know, it's just about the process. And when you ask that question, I think it's just about awareness and, you know, just feeding your audience lots of knowledge. And I don't know if there's any right way, you know, to be honest, because everybody's doing so many different things and so many different destinations. There is no right way. I just know the way I'm able to do
Now,
it.
is that a play off your last name? Because I see like some branding right there. This
Yeah.
is the right
The
way.
right way.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't right.
It ain't right. So I'm just saying. Now, we talk about all the female products that you have. Do you have anything for men? You know, when we need a little help too.
That's next. The key is, guys, I need funding. I need money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of those artists, I literally do everything. I am hair, makeup, wardrobe, photographer, lighting. Like, I literally know how to do everything. Like, so with this brand, I'm really just trying to get the launch pad going first before I can spin off into doing male products. Like, you know what I mean? Because men, there's a niche there too, but when I look at the stats, it's still a slow growing market, and I don't know if I could turn my efforts that way just yet.
I feel you. I mean, I have seen the man weave waves.
Yeah, the man weave waves. Exactly. Yeah, I can bring you in on the man weave side, but the products, not yet.
I feel you.
Most guys use their girlfriend's products anyway. They use their greases, their shampoos.
I mean, I grew up using my mom and sister's products. You know,
exactly.
And my ex-girlfriend, I use her Shea Moisture, so
exactly. Like,
that's how I got hip to it.
Like it works.
Now I'm up in Target with my little Shea Moisture conditioner, leaving it in. Hey,
exactly.
waves.
Men are wanting beard oil, all type of great stuff. You know?
Right, yeah. I mean, I listen, I don't know if I could get with getting no offense if it might get it, but the man weave wave.
Right.
You know, I think I'd shave it all off first, but I get it. When you have hair and you lose it, it's
devastating.
it's tragic.
Devastating.
It's devastating.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And all men don't got the right shaped head.
They don't have the right
also
shape
the
head.
truth.
That's
That's
true.
the other thing.
That's true.
also
That's
the
true.
truth.
That's true.
So you got a good shaped head.
It's big enough, so
know what I mean?
it's got shape all right. It's about 5 heads, but yeah, I got one.
Stop.
So,
Well, congratulations. We're glad to have you
Thank
in
you
because
so
you are
much
doing
for
big things.
having
And I mean, you inspire me. You know, I mean, I love your approach to how you just think about business. And you know, a lot of times I think people, fault to theirs is that they, you know, you start making money and you stay in a lane, and then one day you realize like, okay, I'm caught up in this lane, I can't get out. But you knew early on to diversify. I need to be in this. I'm looking for the future. I need to write a book. I need to have this hairline as myself. I need to have some troops that are out there spreading the word for me.
yeah,
You know, that's dope.
And that's basically what where my book is going, is definitely a lot of business involved in it, because that is what we need. We are like, think about how many black families are raised to understand business, numbers, finance.
Yeah.
Most of us are not. Like, I didn't even know. Like, you know what I mean? I just got my taxes together 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean?
feel
I was
you.
making cash, like, oh, girl, 200 in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're not
Exactly.
even thinking, like, you know, if you want to buy a house, you got to pay taxes.
Right,
You
yeah.
either
You
do.
do.
Don't. You want to hide all this money. Oh, girl, I ain't pay taxes. Like, well, no, you're not buying a house.
Yeah.
So you can brag over here, but if you don't have your taxes and your business in alignment, then you're not going to be able to get to that next level.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, or even like this year for my business, I had to get an SBA loan. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. You just hear about those things. SBA loan. Wow. The paperwork is endless. The paperwork is so discouraging.
is.
Yeah.
If black folks, if you don't have your business in order, you won't be getting an SBA loan. I got a SBA loan, 2 of them, in 2 months.
Wow.
Oh,
like that is
that's
good
not a small
business.
feat.
That's
That
not
is
at all.
Not.
That's,
You know
that's
what I mean?
a big deal.
But, you know, what I've learned, too, is how to move around cash and how to have great credit. And, you know what I mean? Like, these are all the things that I want to educate my peers on now. Like, now. Your disability. Like, if anything happened to you, girl, 4 months, 2-3 months, you done.
That's true.
You know, I went and got me some disability. So I got my personal and my business is covered. So those are the things that, you know, I'm interested in these days. Like, you know, running behind a celebrity is endless. It's endless. You know what I mean? Like, if you're good, you're good. You know, the question is, well, who are you doing now?
Right, exactly.
You know, who I'm doing is Kiyah Wright.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel that.
I'm
The
doing
right
Kiyah
way.
Wright,
The right way.
right?
Yes,
you know,
definitely.
building a business and really trying to build a brand.
I feel that.
What got you past the fear? Because the fear of the unknown, I guess, is a better thing. Because that's what paralyzes most people. It's like you said, with the paperwork, if you look at small business loan paperwork, you would just be like, forget it. Like, what got you over those humps? Because it's obviously happened, because you've made multiple transitions.
So many. The fear is huge because, good question. You know, I'm constantly in fear. Like, I'm constantly in fear that I'm old school. I'm constantly that I'm gonna get old school, and the people not gonna come to me. Oh, I'm not doing the clients that I used to do, and you know what I mean. So you know, the calls are not coming like they were, or you know what I mean. Like you're constantly thinking those thoughts. Like, oh, every year I'm falling off. I've been saying I'm falling off about 10 years. Like,
I feel
like
you.
I'm constantly falling off. But I think that's the thing that keeps me on. Is because I'm like, I'm falling off. Oh, start doing this. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, like people are always like, you need to do a book, Kiyah. You need to do a book. And I was like, my motivational coach was like, you need to do a book. So I was like, you know what? Because you can make money. You can do it. And I'm like, my business mindset is all streams of income. You can't just be standing behind a chair doing hair your whole life. My legs hurt different now. My tendonitis in my wrist. It's too much. I was like, oh no, this is too much. So it really did.
And that is wear and tear on your body.
That's where the fear comes, because I started getting a little tendonitis in my elbow, and I said, oh no, Jesus. This is not going to be happening to her. This is not going to happen. This is not a part of the plan. This was not a part of the plan. So I had to like start thinking about it, and it really did ram me up to think like, okay, you're smarter than this. You can do more than just stand here and do hair. And if you don't know, get educated. Take some media training so you can be more on camera. I'm an ambassador for different brands. I'm also an ambassador.
I hope you are, because you got
Claro.
a lot of information to share.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've been an ambassador for P&G for 11 years. 11 years getting checks. Like, that's what, you know what I mean? Like, talking about brands and understanding brand knowledge and how to deliver a message to your audience. Like, I've been learning all that stuff. Or like, oh God, how am I going to be able to speak in front of people? And all of those were fears that I had to overcome. Like, so I was like, well, let me go sign up to get media training. Like, I didn't think that I had to actually kind of turn into the artist that I was always working with behind the scenes. Like, you have to be the artist. If you want people to look at you and you to be and follow your trend, you got to look the part.
You do.
You can't be wearing your sweatsuits and your flip flops, your Adidas.
Right.
What? I go to work every day looking just like this, because I can't work in Beverly Hills and have a Beverly Hills clientele and charge you Beverly Hills prices, and I'm looking like Crenshaw or over there, past the Pico.
There.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying they look bad, but it's a different energy. I know what y'all. I don't care what you gonna tweet me and say. I know what they come to work looking like. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I come from that as well. You know what I mean? So it was just always, the fear is trying to just step out of what you knew and move constantly into something better. Better circumstances.
We have to wrap up, but where can fans find you, find out about the book and all the new products you got going on?
Ooh, I know it sounds like a lot, guys, but it's not. Go to KiyahWright.com. You can find a lot there. You can also go to follow me on Instagram, Kiyah Wright 1, the number 1, and check out all my tips, tricks, and all the good stuff. And check out my news. I got some news on there too, where I give you all the latest.
I like that. Courtney?
Do it. I'm all over the Instagrams and Twitter universe at Stuart Starlet.
I'm everywhere, Dario Kristen. So we will be wrapping up now.
Wrapping it up.
And we got a great start of the March show.
March, the
Kiyah
Women's History Month. Women making her story.
That's right.
Right
Go
here.
check out her products.
For sure.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Ow.
Peace.
On behalf of our BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Black Hollywood Live, the world's first digital broadcast network devoted entirely to urban entertainment and pop culture. Check out our Black Hollywood Live YouTube page